Alright guys, I don't know if you can hear me, but welcome to today's YouTube video. This is top 3 mistakes to look out for when starting an OnlyFans management agency. We're going to go for a little drive. I don't know if you can hear me, but let's just go. Alright, hi guys, it's Marcus Hustle here. Another little YouTube video. So we've got about an hour drive. It's the weekend. Thought I'd go for a little hike, switch it up, then like nightclubs and shit. But we got an hour drive, and during this 1 hour, I thought we would record a little YouTube video. Me and Bex, my girlfriend sitting next to me, we're just literally driving and we're talking about kind of, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes in this industry. And I thought we'd just record a little video, 3 top biggest mistakes to look out for when actually starting an agency and scaling one. It's quite funny because Bex obviously does OF as well, and I just see her DMs on Instagram with a lot of agencies reaching out to her, and God, it's atrocious. So that's actually going to go into like the first thing. So the first thing is your outreach, right? So when you're reaching out to potential models, the biggest mistake that you can do is just straight up, the first message is like some massive paragraph talking about how you do this, you worked with this model and so on, and you can provide this service and so on and so on and so on. And before you know it, like, it's a fucking paragraph. No one's gonna read that. You know what I mean? Keep it short and sweet. So Bex was saying things that actually grab her attention to make her even read it in the first place, or let alone reply. Obviously 1 sentence long messages, maybe it's a question, maybe it's something they point out specifically about her page, right? About a post, about a story, etc. That's what gets her to at least even acknowledge the message and reply. But when there's a long paragraph, no one's gonna read it. No. Think about it from yourself, right? If you're on Instagram and you open up your requested messages and you see like a massive paragraph, most of the time it's like some spammy message talking about how they can get you 100 followers or some shit. Like you don't even read it, you switch off straight away and you kind of delete it. So that's the same thing. So yeah, first message, try to make it a little bit personalized. Maybe ask a question for the model. So yeah, would you add anything, Bex, for that?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more just, you know, people seem to think they need to fit as much information as possible in their like first like message, but it's actually not the case. Like if you're gonna message me with loads of different figures and examples, and I've made this girl this much this month, I'm not gonna care because that girl isn't me. Yeah. Like it's not, you shouldn't have a generic message for every single model. You should tailor it to the model because everyone's different and everyone. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah,
what you said is like you shouldn't try and fit as much into one message as possible. Also, here you have some local British thugs. Now, anyone not from the UK, I just wanted to show you what they look like. Anyway, okay, so that's the first one, right? So don't fucking write a massive paragraph because nobody gives a fuck, no one's gonna read it, and you're not gonna get any replies. Keep it short, keep it precise. Last thing I'll mention about this point as well, if you're creating a brand new account on Instagram to reach out to, don't send more than like 10 messages per day because you'll just get restricted. I get so many guys fucking asking me, oh, how do I not get like banned on Instagram because I'm sending out so many messages? Just don't. Simply just don't. Just, if you're going to create a brand new account, just send like 10 a day and you're good, and then slowly you can increase that number. Alternatively, use your personal account that's been created for years, then Instagram is going to be more lenient and it's going to let you send more messages. Alright?
Can I just add a point on that? When you are reaching out to girls, if you do choose to use your personal, then I would recommend making your personal page look legit and professional, because if you have like selfies of you with your mates, like just being an idiot and this and that, it really doesn't come across well if you're trying to approach models and outreach through your personal account. So I would recommend, you know, it doesn't need to be like, you know, anything incredible, but at least be professional. You know, you don't want to be looking like you just go out every night and you're trying to build this business. It doesn't look good.
Perfect. Alright boys, so the second mistake that I see a lot of people make when starting an agency is like the mindset of, alright, well, I'm just going to sign as many models as possible. That's actually the wrong thing that you should be doing, right? So when you're and I understand why a lot of people think that, especially people who come from like SMMA or another service-based business, because typically, you know, you want to sign as many clients as possible. Yeah, and that will help you make more money, right? In this industry, it's a little bit different. You know, you can make, let's just say you have only 1 or 2 models. With those 2 models, you can make fucking way more money than another agency who has like 50 models. Tip that I'll give you guys then, or mistake to avoid and an advice, is you really want to qualify the models, right? You want to make sure that the models you are reaching out to are actually, well, yeah, one, reaching out to, but then also actually offering a call to, and then obviously signing on to your agency. They qualify on your criteria. Like you watching this right now, do you genuinely have a list written out of all the qualifications that a model must have in order to qualify for your agency? If you don't, then, well, how the fuck do you know who you're going after and who not, right? So, like for example, right, I'll give you obviously some of ours. I'm not going to give you the whole thing, but in our coaching program, if you're interested, it's in the link in the description. We obviously teach you this. But for us, we have a couple of things that we obviously look for when qualifying. So one, for example, can she do OF and create content full time? If yes, then tick. If no, then you know she just doesn't qualify. How long has she been doing OF for already, right? If she's just starting out, then it's not worth our time. Like we're not going to take her on. You know, what country is she from? What phone does she use? Bro, there are so many, and you have to kind of, you know, go through these and write a list, because then you actually know what you're looking for. So yeah, don't be afraid to turn models down. Don't be afraid to not reach out to a potential model, because they're going to waste your time. You're better off working with like 3-4 models who are each making you around $10,000 to $20,000, rather than trying to work with 50 or 100 models who are only making you 1,000 or 2 each. So that's the second mistake that a lot of people are making, so avoid it. And then just one more thing I remembered, because I get these questions all the time, so I thought I'd just answer them in one go. Which is like, I get a lot of questions like, oh, but Marcus, my model isn't doing this, or she isn't happy to post on TikTok, or she isn't, you know, she's worried about this, or she hasn't got that. Honestly, just move on and get a different model. Like get one that has ticks on all your boxes, because it'll make your life so much easier. Yeah, and there's just less stress, less hassle, less problems. Why not just wait a little bit until you actually get the perfect potential model to work with that ticks all your boxes? All right, sweet boys. So then the third mistake that I see a lot of people make, which isn't one particular thing, but like it's overall, which is the service delivery, right? So once you've signed up the model, what do, right? And let me just walk you through kind of a couple of things that you need to have in place. So as soon as you've done the Zoom call, you know, and the model's happy to sign up, one, do you have a legal agreement in place to get your agency and the model to sign, right? Very fucking important. Need to have a legal agreement in place. An actual professional one, right? That actually works. Secondly, do you have an onboarding process? Like, do you just finish the Zoom and end the call and that's it? Or do you actually have a process that you take each model step by step and it's the same, it's clear, precise, and it just works, right? So like, do you explain to them the communication, like where can they speak to you? When can they speak to you? How does the content distribution work? So when does she send you the content? Where does she send you the content? And then also, obviously, what do you actually do once she's all signed up and you know, giving you the login details, etc. Because what I hear a lot of girls, you know, saying to me is like, that you know, I speak to a lot of these agencies, they sound so great, they promise me all this, you know, they promise me the world, but then once I actually start working with them, where is it? Like none, they don't actually provide anything. Like it's actually crazy. We've recently signed up 2 ex-stars, or they're kind of still actively doing, but we've recently signed up 2 stars, and both of them had an agency managing their OF. Yeah, their previous agency was managing their OnlyFans, and they were doing 0 chatting. Like they were sending out mass pay-per-views like once a day and just trying to sell shit, and that was it. They weren't like actually doing, yeah, it's nuts. On top of that, they didn't help them with the marketing. They gave them no ideas, no strategies, didn't tell them when to post, where to post, how often, how frequently. They weren't there for support. It's just crazy. And they were taking 20% of their OF. It's actually absolutely crazy. So if you are going to be charging, you know, 50, 60% of the net from the model, you have to fucking over deliver. Like, I'm being serious, right? Little things like, for example, when you onboard a new model, send her some flowers, send her some chocolate, write her a new, like a nice card or something, right? These little things, they genuinely do matter a lot. Because at the end of the day, you don't really want to be like one of those agencies that has like a high churn rate. You want to make sure that you get a model and that model is happy to work with you for months, if not years, right? So that's the biggest one. Really look at what's your service delivery. Do you actually know what the fuck you're doing? And if you don't, click the link in the bio of this video, right? Honestly, reach out to us. There's so much support we give for free, because we don't want to fuck this industry up by bringing on too many people where they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and it just ruins it for everybody. And so there's a couple of free things below. So there's a free Discord community that you can join. There's about 12 or 13,000 people in there right now, with loads of guys who are running OnlyFans management agencies. You can join. It's a cool community. There's another link in the description, which is a completely free webinar. It's about an hour long, where I teach you exactly where to start, how to get your first models, how to onboard them, how to manage them. We show you kind of the entire process. And if you do have some budget behind you and you have some money, you can just straight up invest into our online program, online coaching. There is so much support for you. So check out the links below. If you're interested, check out my Instagram @MarcusHustle, and that's it. So I'm gonna see you on the next one, boys. See ya.